The Bills knock off the Chiefs with a final score of 30-21. Kansas City is undefeated no more. Welcome into Bills Postgame Live. He's Steve Tasker. I'm Maddy Glab. We're presented by Paramount Plus. Buffalo's defense forces 2 takeaways. They had great pressure on Patrick Mahomes all night, and at the end of the day, Bills quarterback Josh Allen puts his Superman cape on to win it for Buffalo. Steve, what got your attention in this big victory?
It was another excruciating win, right? I mean, this Chiefs team is really difficult to beat, but so are the Bills, particularly when they play in Highmark. It made a big difference tonight. Certainly, I think what got me was the fast start the defense got off to again today. The early pick by Taylor Rapp was due to the pressure on Pat Mahomes early in this game. The consistent pressure, forcing Mahomes to get rid of the football before he wanted to, forcing him out of the pocket to run around. It really took them off their game, and really you could see the effect it had on them as the game wore on. I think the frustrating thing for a lot of guys, a lot of us watching it, was the Bills and Joe Brady's absolute commitment to running on first down. It was like a binary computer code. 1 yard, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. They couldn't do anything on first down, and that really put pressure on the Bills on third down and subsequent downs. Now, they did kind of hang in there on third down and made a game of it and stayed on the field. Josh, as you said, put the cape on when they needed him most. The Bills were 9 of 15 on 60% on third down. It was a huge day for them, and you got to tip your hat. But that's really what this game came down to. The Chiefs, you saw why they're undefeated. They're so good on first and second down. They convert third downs. The turnovers helped the Bills. And the Bills' ability to put points on the board and finish drives really was the difference in the game.
The defense set the tone early. Bills safety Taylor Rapp had an interception on Kansas City's second play of the game. And then on the next drive when Kansas City was on the field, Terrell Bernard had a big-time sack on 3rd and 5. They were aggressive from the get-go, and that brought a lot of juice to Buffalo's offense. They put 30 points on the scoreboard for the 5th straight game in a row. Buffalo's quarterback Josh Allen is on the podium right now. Let's hear what he had to say after this huge victory.
Walk us through that touchdown.
Yeah, 4th and 2. Appreciate Coach for trusting us. Really had a play for man. Could have checked out of it, you know, but they held a pretty good man look. They dropped out into zone. Again, just trying to create and keep the play alive. There was a crease and just trusted the feet.
What was the play supposed to be?
Yeah, it's a man concept where Khalil, if there's a man on the left side, we fly the back, try to create some eye candy, if you will, run him through the line. It's just like a mesh play. And again, they had I don't like that. Can you hear that? Thank you. Yeah, they went zone, so just made a play.
Josh, were you guys thinking in that situation that you were going to have to get 7?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you give the ball back to Pat and that offense, down 6 with the game on the line, I'll tell you what, they like their odds in that situation. So wanting to get 6 or 7 to try to make it a 2-score game, and our defense bowed up there at the end, and a heck of a play by TB.
Josh, here to talk about in clutch situations, your will to want it more than anybody's want to be.
Yeah, again, I'm going to do anything and everything that I can do to help this team win football games. And sometimes it's, again, handing it off. Sometimes it's throwing it. Sometimes it's running it. So whatever I'm asked to do, I'm just trying to do to the best of my ability.
It's so familiar for you playing big games against this team. What does this mean at this juncture of the season?
It means we have to 9 wins. I know it's from perception, outside perception, it's a really big game, and what it means for both fan bases and the league. We're in week 11. We're 9-2. Last time I checked, 9 wins probably doesn't get you in the playoffs. So, going in this bye week, you get to enjoy ourselves a little bit, but coming back ready, a hungry team and just trying to go 1-0.
Josh, pre-snap, looked like you're making checks. I know Sean's been praising your command of the offense. Joe's been praising your command of the offense. Is that where you feel like it's showing up most, is pre-snap, and the way you're seeing defenses before it moves?
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job in the quarterback room. That starts with Joe, obviously, but it trickles down to RC, Mitch, Shane, Mike, Lubes, and Shermer. So, it takes everybody in that room to give good looks in the meeting room, in practice, You know, it takes a village to get a job done, and I appreciate those guys more than they know in terms of just helping me see things at a very quick pace and just rolling with it. And again, Joe's out there calling comfortable plays. So yeah, we're just trying to go out and execute.
There was a social media clip that caught on camera after the game, Patrick Mahomes saying to you about, we'll see you again. Obviously a reference to the playoffs. What's your mindset with regard to that? I know.
Yeah, given our history, we tend to meet in the playoffs. So again, we're not there yet. We'll focus on that when we get there. But we got a bye week, and then tough team coming here, I believe. San Francisco coming here. Yeah. So.
Get Curtis Samuel involved today, but then also the return of Cooper. Just can you deal with those two guys separately there?
Yeah, you see the catch that Coop made early on in the game, set us up for a touchdown. It's a heck of a play. And then Curtis making plays and utilizing his speed and making guys miss. Still feel like I missed him on a couple throws, and there's a few ones that I want back. And again, we'll come in tomorrow, figure it out, and try to get better from it.
Curtis's touchdown, that was the 11th different pass catcher to catch a touchdown from you this season. With all the injuries you've dealt with in that unit, what does it say about them to continue to find ways to score points?
Yeah, guys staying ready. I know Curtis hasn't had the amount of success that he's wanted in this offense so far, but he's been as consistent as possible. He works his tail off. I trust him implicitly. I threw the ball and I got flipped upside down, and as I was getting up, I put my hands up because I knew he was going to score. But again, sometimes it's your day, and we're going to have to utilize him going forward because when he has the ball in his hands, he's very, very dangerous playmaker. And I just commend him for how hard he's been working and the composure that he's had throughout the entire season.
Ryan Vandermark, he stepped in today for the injured Spencer Brown. What did you see from him in his big start? Yeah, very, very proud of him. Again, just a guy that loves football, loves his teammates. He works his tail off, and he cares so much about this game. So it was very cool to see him go in there and play as well as he did. I don't know did we have any sacks today? I don't think we did. So again, did we? Nope. Okay. Yeah. I mean, throw him in there, and it didn't seem like we missed a beat.
Josh,
how would you describe your level? Go ahead, Luke.
Josh, how important was time of possession and being efficient on third down today?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the better you can be on third down, typically the better team you're going to be. Moving the chains, time of possession is so big against this type of team and offense. Keeping it away from them as much as possible because you never know what's going to happen when the balls are, the ball's in their hands. So, again, just trying to convert and execute every play call.
A way of putting into words your level of trust with Khalil?
Yeah, I mean, just throw it to him. Seems like he comes down with everything. Felt like I could have put that one in front, that last third down one a little bit in front, so he didn't take a shot like that. But he's as tough as they come. He just gets the job done. Hey, guys.
Hey, Bills fans, Paramount Plus is your home to stream live local NFL on CBS games every Sunday all season long, right through the AFC Championship game. So sign up and sign into Paramount Plus today. Steve, we talked about it in the open, just the fact that the defensive line wasn't afraid to get after Patrick Mahomes early. They really put him under duress with sacks to start the game, forcing him to make quick decisions, which resulted in a couple of takeaways if you look at the entirety of the game. Von Miller was one of the defensive linemen who got in on the sack party, and that sack that he had on Mahomes was on 3rd and 10. It was vintage Von Miller with the aggression that he showed.
Yeah, and they did a really nice job rushing Mahomes and getting pressure on him, but they also did a nice job of keeping him, for the most part, with some exceptions, in the pocket.
Right.
Mahomes is so smart. He's such a good quarterback. He's like Josh. He's his ability to run the football, and he did run the football and snap off a few runs that really hurt the Bills. One of them got called back as well because of a penalty. Getting the pressure, yes, it's important, but getting him to throw the football before or when he doesn't want to throw the football is the real key. Either get him on the ground or force him into a decision he doesn't like. Don't let him run because that affords him more time to make a better decision. They forced the decision-making onto Pat Mahomes tonight, and that's really what kept him off the ledger in a big way in the passing game. He had less than 200 yards passing tonight, had the 2 interceptions. He threw for the 3 TDs. They weren't game-breaker. They weren't long TDs. They were after they'd driven down methodically. 23 of 33 for 196. Pat Mahomes struggled to beat the Bills tonight, and he couldn't get it done with those numbers, and it's in large measure, like you said, to the pressure they were able to get and forcing him into bad decisions. So sacks, yeah, it's great, but getting him to throw the football when he doesn't want to throw it, before he wants to throw it, and don't let him extend the play. That was really where they were good.
One reason why Kansas City has been so good by just letting games draw out to the last final play, the last final quarter, is because they lead the NFL in time of possession. This game, Buffalo led with time of possession, 34 minutes to Kansas City's 25 minutes. That was a huge part of this game, is just getting Kansas City off the field on third down. Kansas City still goes 50% on third down, but Buffalo was better on third down on offense in this one. 9 of 15, that's a 60% conversion rate. Those two facets within the game, super important in Buffalo earning the victory.
Every little, you can go through these stats, and we did. I mean, we do all the time. The little nuances in these stats make a big difference in these Chiefs-Bills game, because they're so close and everything is all just by this, the Chiefs are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. The Bills are doing the exact same thing. It's just every play is just this epic battle, and one team gets an advantage and the other team just bounces back and answers it. This was a great football game. There were 4 lead changes in the second quarter, for goodness sake. It was absolutely another Bills-Chiefs classic. This time it happened in Buffalo. Von
Miller has 1 sack in today's game. He's on the podium right now.
It felt like a great team win. It felt like everything that we've been doing individually, unit-wise, and all together just kind of came to a head at the right time. I'm so proud of my guys. Man, my quarterback, hey, I love that guy. This team, from the coaching staff, from the front office guys to the coaching staff to the players that we have in here, man, it's a beautiful thing to be in the league 14 years, man, and still be able to experience this, man. It never gets old. I'm so proud of everybody. Proud of my quarterback. Proud of my offense. Great team win. Defense, we played great. Terrell Bernard was on fire today. D-line, we did a great job keeping them in the pocket. I'm just so proud of everybody, and I'm proud of myself too. It's a lot of stuff that that I fought publicly and privately, and to still be able to come out on top at 35 years old, playing in games like this, and still be able to contribute. I was sitting outside before I came in, and I'm just so proud of myself from being knocked down and still standing up and getting back up time and time again. So this is a crazy night, amazing night. It's not the Super Bowl, though, but, we're going to celebrate this one for sure and, take this momentum into the bye week and, who knows after that, but we're going to celebrate this one tonight.
Talk about, you told me Friday that, in pressure moments you rise to the occasion, and today you got the sack, and not only it was a great sack because you surpassed your idol, Derek Thomas, man. So just care to talk about what that means, with that sack surpassing Derek Thomas.
This is why they brought me in here, and to be able to contribute in wins like this, to get over the hump. And it just feels good to be able to do my job. And, we kind of spoke it into existence, right there playing dominoes. And, you never really know about the stuff that you say. And I always try to speak with a positive tongue and be optimistic, because you never really know. And, that's one of those things that we're talking about, contributing and going out there and getting the win, and it happened for us. So, like I said, man, I'm proud of my stuff, proud of myself, proud of my team, keeping a positive mindset and still come out here and work, man. And, 35 years old, 14 years in the game, and I still love it. It never gets old, for sure.
Ron, what was the mindset coming in the group of edge rushers? Because Greg had a good game, you had a good game, AJ was flying all over the place. What was kind of the group message in that group?
We like to perceive our occupation or our job in the game as the tip of the spear. We the first ones out there. We the front line. We lead by example, and the team kind of goes how we go. And, the speech from Coach McDermott was like, it's just another game, and, 100 years from now, nobody's going to remember. And, we were like, this is a big game. This is why we're here. When the bright lights come on, we rise to the occasion. We don't need to sugarcoat it to take the pressure off of us. Pressure comes from within, and everybody in that defensive line room kind of rose to the occasion. And like I said, it was a special moment, and to be able to be optimistic and speak great things into existence, it's a wonderful feeling for sure.
A lot of you guys seem to sort of say, like, this is great, but we've got to be able to do it in January too. But now that you're in the moment, does this feel like a statement kind of win?
Yeah, it's a statement win. They were undefeated. Like I said, it's not our Super Bowl. Like, the season's not over. We're not going to the Super Bowl or anything like that. But we have to celebrate wins like this. It's so hard to win in this league. It's so hard to win in this league. It's so hard to have success in this league. It's so much that goes into that 60 minutes that we play on Sunday nights, Sunday afternoons. So you have to be able to debrief and take a step back and look at all the great things that you do, and then break it down. Look at all the great things that you did well. Look at all the things that you can improve on. Wash it away and continue. And we've done a great job with that all season long. This is a good one. We're gonna celebrate this one. And we got a bye week too, so we might celebrate this one for 2 days instead of just one. It'll be a great night in Buffalo for sure.
First half, they didn't involve Kelsey much, didn't involve Hopkins much. Maybe a little bit more in the second half. But what did you think you did well against those guys?
They do a great job. I think Patrick Mahomes does a great job of finding the open guy. He's not just looking at one guy to make plays. And more oftentimes than not, it's usually Kelsey or Hopkins, but Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. He's going to find the open guy. We saw 66 get plays. We saw Steele get plays. He's passing around to whoever's open. They do a good job of spreading it out, so it puts stress on the defense that you just can't focus on one guy. And they do a great job offensively. They have a really, really well-coached team. All the respect in the world for the Chiefs. It was a hard-fought win, and the time ran out, and we were able to get the dub.
You said it's not our Super Bowl, but there will be people who claim that this is your Super Bowl. There is a lot of football left to be played.
Yep.
But is there a way of knowing that maybe this team is different or feels different?
Nope. I think the last 3 seasons we played the Chiefs, we won in the regular season. Last year we went to KC and we won. The year before we went to KC and we won. Last year we lost to KC in the playoffs. I think we get so caught up in what's next or what about the past. Like, you got to be where your feet are. We won today. We did some great things today. There's some things that we have to work on today for sure. We're going to debrief this one. We're going to celebrate this one for sure. Debrief this one and get ready for a very good 49ers team. If we can just continue to take steps to being the team that we know we can be, it's still room for us to grow. If we continue to take steps to be the team that we can be, when January comes, we can. That'll be our Super Bowl. Those will be the wins that we've been working all the way from the spring. Those would be the wins that we can. Those would be the statement games for us. If we could just keep taking those bite-sized wins.
Hey, Vaughn, all that said, you expect to see the Chiefs again?
100%. 100%. In some form or fashion, whether it's at our place or their place, we're going to see the Chiefs again, whether it's in the division round or the AFC Championship or whatever it may be. We're going to see the Chiefs again for sure.
I mean, as crazy as it may sound, how important was it to, shut down the run, make Kansas City one-dimensional, and let Patrick Mahomes try to beat you with his arm? I
think we could have been better on first down. We could have been better on first down. They were getting a huge chunk on us in the first half. We kind of slowed it down in the second half. On the offense, we played great complementary football. Offense bailed us out and scored some points for us. But we got to be better on first down. We got to get them in some, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. That way we can have some more 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s. So they did a really good job on first down and getting chunk yards, and it put a strain on us on third down. They had a lot of 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. But that just comes with playing a great team. You got to be able to adjust and play defense on the fly. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys.
It's time for this week's Blair Spotlight. It's presented by Microsoft Surface. Microsoft Surface is the official tablet and sideline technology of the Buffalo Bills. We're giving it to wide receiver Khalil Shakir. He was the leading receiver against Kansas City, had 70 receiving yards and 8 catches. Steve, why is he worth shouting out in this one?
Well, he's so dependable. Even tonight, he had 8 receptions on 12 targets. And, the thing about it is the four misses were almost impossible catches to make. His run after catch has been the difference maker in this Bills offense a number of times this season. His ability to just make sure he catches the ball. It sounds simple, but the guy is money. And Josh Allen more and more looks for him in tight situations. I think Joe Brady as well is calling plays that make sure he has a chance to get the football. He's a 3rd down machine, and his catch rate is elite. And that is as good as, you know, that's as good a stat to have as anything. When they throw you the football, you're going to catch it and do something with it. He helped again tonight. He was the leading receiver for the Bills, 8 catches for 70 yards. He had that long of 22 when the Bills really needed it on that drive to go down and score the touchdown. He has been a fantastic player. He's in his 3rd year, and this is a year where he has really turned the corner. There's no question about it. He is an established, great professional football player at this point of his career, and you can, you know, there's going to be some expectations attached to Khalil Shakir from this point going forward for the rest of his career, and he's having a Pro Bowl type year, no question.
The Bills were without tight end Dalton Kincaid and wide receiver Keon Coleman, so you knew Khalil Shakir had an opportunity to do something big against the Kansas City Chiefs. Allen was going to go to Shakir when he needed to find yards. Shakir picks up a lot of yards after the catch again against the Chiefs, and what impresses me so much about the way that he plays the position is his ability to withstand contact. This is not a 6'5", huge receiver with a lot of bulk on his body. He's a smaller wide receiver. That does not bother Shakir when he faces contact. He's able to sink low, stay up, and grab extra yards.
Yeah, his contact balance is also elite. He catches the ball extremely well, and when guys get good shots on him, as we see a lot, NFL players try and knock him over with contact rather than drag him to the ground. They try and knock Shakir down with contact, and his balance is elite. I mean, they just don't knock him off his feet. He keeps his balance, stays moving forward, has the ability to make guys miss after contact. He's a weapon. And as much as a lot of people, and us too, we talk about the fact the Bills don't have that deep threat. You know, they'll hit knocks over the top once in a while, or somebody will get loose, and they underthrew Quentin Morris tonight on a play that would have been a big play. They don't have those. You know, it's not guys like Xavier Worthy going deep, or Jamar Chase going deep, or one of these
crazy speedsters.
Yeah, or Tyreek Hill going deep. It's somebody. It's one of the others. So, but they do have big playability. It just comes in a different way, and Shakir is a huge part of that, and he's been a big difference maker.
Josh Allen has said that Khalil Shakir has such a great understanding of space on the field against a defense in Kansas City who's the 5th best in the NFL. You got to find those tight windows, those small zones of open space to get extra yards and to even catch the football. Shakir was very successful in doing so tonight. He was on the podium after this one alongside of Curtis Samuel. Let's hear what they both had to say.
Oh, better. Oh, it's good, man. I assume I know the answer, Curtis, but does it feel like it was worth the wait to make a big splash play in a big moment?
Absolutely. You know, I stayed with it each and every week. You know, never got frustrated. You know, I knew the time was going to come at some point. You know, I'm a team guy. You know, it's all about winning.
Now, you know, Coach Brady talked about everybody each, right? Today it just seemed like it was your turn. You know, Josh was looking for you. It seemed like, you know, you were the primary on a lot of plays, on some big plays. Just care to talk about your touchdown, your first touchdown as a Bill?
You know, it's just about execution. You know, 11 guys playing together. You know, gratefully I was on the end of a touchdown. You know, I got my first touchdown, which I was happy for. Everybody was going crazy. I told you, when I got in the end zone, I'm going to dance now, so let's keep it going.
He's sitting right next to you, but just how impressive is it for somebody to kind of, you know, fight through maybe not the starts of the season that they wanted and then make a big play in a big moment?
No, it's dope to see. I mean, the work this dude puts in, you know, every single week, every single day, every single practice, you know, training room, out on the field, after, you know, just all the work he puts in. It's dope to see it pay off.
Amari battling through the wrist injury. He had 2 catches, but they were huge in this one. How important was he, even though he didn't have a bunch of catches, not huge stats, but 2 really big ones?
Yeah, I mean, it's dope to see that as well. You know, I've said just the level of player that he is. You know, every single year in the league, he's just showed out that he's one of the best wideouts in the league, and it's dope to see, you know, those players. I think the first one was one hand. Was it one hand? Yeah, I mean, I just start yelling. It's just dope to see somebody like him buy into what we got going on, and you know, him celebrating with the team as well. You know, he's a team guy, so great dude.
Khalil, when the game is on the line, 3rd and 9, 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game, the play is called, and you know that you have a kind of idea that the ball is coming your way. What is going on in your mind at that moment?
As funny as it is, really not much. Like, you know, I think when you start thinking like, oh, the crowd's loud and it's, you know, third, fourth down, whatever it is, like, I think that's when, you know, mistakes happen. So for me, it's just my job as a wideout is to run the route that's for the play that's called, and when the ball comes to me, catch the ball. So.
Curtis, no Keon today, no Dalton today, but, you know, a lot of different players stepped up. Do you guys feel like you're hitting your footing at really kind of like the pivotal point of the season?
I feel like each and every week we are getting better. You know, unfortunately we had some guys down, but, you know, somebody else got to step up. You know, this bye week's going to be great for us. You know, when we get our guys back, it's going to be something special. I'm just excited. You know, everybody get this time off, you know, relax and, you know, unwind a little bit and get back the following week.
What happened on your touchdown? They blitzed and, like, Josh just kind of picked up the read, or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, Josh did a great job getting us into the right play. You know, it's man coverage. You know, go win. You know, we got so many dynamic guys in our room that can make guys, you know, that could win one-on-one matchups, and, you know, he trusts in us each and every time.
Josh talked about the touchdown run that he had there. The original play was kind of a mesh play going across, but then as you see him kind of cut up field, can you describe what it's like seeing him dash in the end zone like that?
Yeah, I've said this before since I've been a Bill. Like, when Josh takes off, I find myself sometimes just like watching, like, wow, like, he's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then as that's going on in my head, I'm like, oh my goodness, let me just, you know, follow up the play. You know, I think, you know, everybody run to the ball, so I started doing that. When he took off today, I just started yelling. Like, I couldn't stop yelling. I mean, I was blanking ahead, kind of, you know, blacked out a little bit. Man, he's a dog. He's a great leader, great dude. Love the dude.
I mean, what was the game plan against this tough Kansas City defense? Because, I mean, y'all just about had 300 yards of total yards, and y'all pretty much did what y'all needed to do, especially on third down, very efficient. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it just started at the beginning of the week with, you know, watching the film, you know, Joe installing the plays, and, you know, us, you know, dialing up those details within every single play throughout the whole week. You know, our third down days, making sure that we're on points with our hots and our communication as well, from O-line to tight ends to running back, everybody, you know. Yeah, but I'll just say it was more just what the work we put in this week is why we were successful tonight.
This team is now finally starting to gain offensive rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we heading in the right direction. You know, each and every week is going to get more and more important for us to all be on the same page. You know, each and every week, our job is just to focus on us. You know, we can't focus on everybody else. We understand we playing against good teams, but if 11 guys play together, I'm going to keep saying that, if we all play together and play our best football, the sky's the limit for us.
Khalil, you might have been asked about it, but you had a big catch for a gain on the drive before Curtis' touchdown. It was kind of like you were just an outlet. It wasn't a screen, you know, this time, just kind of.
Yeah, just like, you know, check down. You know, Josh, you know, threw me the ball, and I've said this before, it's just when, as a wideout, when that ball comes your way, it's to catch it and make a play, make guys miss, and, you know, executed that pretty well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
What's up, Bills fans? Paramount Plus is your home to stream live local NFL and CBS games every Sunday all season long, right through the AFC Championship game. So sign up and sign into Paramount Plus today. Steve, looking at today's game, Buffalo and Kansas City faced each other twice last season, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. This season, these two teams look a lot different on both sides of the football. And for Buffalo, it was how are you going to utilize these new pieces against a really talented defense in Kansas City? Amari Cooper and Curtis Samuel had a great game today. Curtis Samuel had some big-time catches. He had that huge third down reception on Buffalo's first scoring drive, and then he has a touchdown of his own in the fourth quarter to put the Bills up 23-14. This is a receiver who, it was a slow burn. It was, okay, he's a factor in this game. He shows up here a little bit, and this was his coming out party against Kansas City. And then Amari Cooper did such a great job with having two huge catches that led to Buffalo scoring. And he did a great job of adjusting to the football, showcasing how he's such a great wide receiver with his hands. These new faces, they played well for Buffalo tonight.
Yeah, they knew Cooper was going to be limited, so he had two catches on the night. One for 25 yards, one for 30 yards. I mean, and they were both critical. The one early in the game with his left, he caught it one-handed with the injured wrist with a cast on it. It's a pretty outstanding job by Amari Cooper. And, of course, Curtis Samuel, we've been waiting on him to be a contributor for a long time, and today he really did. He showed up big time, took the ball in on the touchdown there to give the Bills a good lead. Cooper, however, was a question mark coming into the game. Having him out there certainly changed how the Chiefs had to play the Bills when he was on the field. Dawson Knox was also a contributor today. Shakir was the big gun. Mac Hollins, 2 receptions again today on 2 targets, had a long of 15. They're really spreading it around. And when the season began, let me go back, and you mentioned it, there were a lot of question marks about who was going to do it and what it was going to look like. Shakir was the only guy that had caught a pass, and even Shakir wasn't like a 50-catch guy. He was like a 20-catch guy, right? So a lot of question marks coming into this. Same thing for the Chiefs, you know. Who's going to be there for Pat Mahomes? How are they going to do it? Both these teams look different. They're the best 2 teams in the league right now. The Bills at 9-2, Chiefs at 9-1. The answers, you know, the answers are in the play, no question. The players are playing great, but you got to tip your hat to both these head coaches and their staffs for holding the core of the team together, filling in around them with the new guys, and doing what those new guys do well. That's what NFL coaching is, and both these staffs and their head coaches are doing a great job. The Bills love to spread the ball out. 11 players have caught touchdown passes this season. It's the most in the NFL. The Bills also score 30 points. It was Kansas City's first time allowing more than 28 points in a game in the last 30 straight games. Buffalo did things on offense and on defense that a lot of teams have tried to do but have struggled to do against a tough opponent in Kansas City. Buffalo's head coach, Sean McDermott, is on the podium right now.
Foremost, all the glory goes to God for allowing us to be out there and guys staying healthy for the most part. Great team win. Fans were incredible as always. That's how it goes here. I thought the takeaway early in the game by the defense was important, just from a stealing a possession type of aspect. Certainly the big play by Josh on the 4th down. What else can you say, right? Just an incredible effort. All the phases chipped in. Special teams, I thought Brandon in the return game got going a little bit and made some good decisions, and so he continues to grow each and every week like these young players do. And Curtis Samuel, 2 weeks in a row, showed up and really contributed to the win. I thought, you know, getting him going, getting him some confidence. He's playing hurt a little bit, and certainly appreciate his effort, his resilient nature. And TB on the defensive side with the sack and the interception to seal it there. Again, just the injuries we've been able to kind of persevere and work through. Guys stepping in. Vandy was out there. Richard Garage, I think, on the touchdown by Josh. That's his, I believe, first varsity snap in the NFL. And to go in there in that situation is not easy. I know he was fired up about it. So he works extremely hard. It's good to see. And then Zach Davidson getting a catch, first varsity playing time out there. So just overall, great win. This is not the finish line, as we talked in the locker room. This is the next game, and so we get to 9 wins. It's hard to do. So we're extremely grateful for that, and looking forward to getting a little bit of rest here.
Sean, what went into the decision making? It looks like you weren't hesitant at all going for it then. What was the mindset when you were in that 4th and 2?
Yeah, I just felt, you know, we mapped it out during the week. And felt strongly that that was the right decision. You know, I don't want to be resulting, if you will, but would have stood by it if it didn't work out. Just felt like, you know, there's been too many games, as you guys know, where Andy and Patrick have come back and you kick a field goal and they go score a touchdown, or it's overtime, you know, just in different games where they've been and they get the ball first and the game's, you know, so they're just way too good to not go for it right there. And, you know, so every situation is a little bit different, but felt confident.
Sean, do you ever in the moment, just, I don't want to say like get in awe, but you're watching Josh run, do you ever like, I don't know, like become a fan for a second and be like, I can't believe this is happening, or is it immediately always to the next thing?
You know, we're so process driven out there. It's hard, but you know, just to enjoy watching kind of the final seconds tick off and and then the guys in the locker room, they work so darn hard to prepare and get themselves where they can go in there and play to the best of their ability. It's fun to just watch them celebrate with each other after the game.
About how important.
Ladies first. I know you said this is not the finish line, and that's obviously been a theme all week. Is, you know, January is closer to the finish line at least. But in the moment, does this feel like a statement, or is the history that you have?
No statement. No, it's not a statement. It's the next game, and it's hard to win games. You know that, and to win 9 and to win against a team that's won back-to-back Super Bowls and coached by Andy Reid and quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes, it's always going to be tough. These games that we've played have always been close, and so I just thought it was very high-level competition out there, and hopefully the fans enjoyed it and enjoyed it on TV as well. So just a great atmosphere in Buffalo, and just thankful to be a part of it.
How loud was the fans for you today?
Well, when it's hard to hear on the headset, what the coaches in the booth are saying, it's pretty darn loud.
You realize that this is 7 out of 8 seasons. This is your winning season again. It's your 9th win.
Yeah, very grateful. Humbled by it too. Takes a lot of people to accomplish what we've been able to accomplish. So just again, very grateful for it.
Coach, can you talk about time of possession in 3rd down?
Time of possession was big. Like the first takeaway by the defense, I thought we were able to steal the possession. We deferred. They had the ball. So when you're able to get that first possession away from them, that was key for us. They're coming into the game. They were the #1 offense from a time of possession standpoint. So we knew that. And so the amount of touches, just trying to give Josh as many touches as possible with the ball in his hands, and that showed up, down the stretch on that 4th down in particular.
Sean, what did you make of Curtis's game today?
Yeah, solid, very solid. Good to get him going. Like I said a week ago, with he'd been playing through some injuries last week. This week the same, and I think a lot of it too is just him remembering that how good of a player he is. He's confident. He made some huge plays for us tonight. Obviously, the touchdown in the 4th quarter there, early part of the 4th quarter. He's tough and tough-minded, and those are 2 good things.
Coach, can you talk about Von Miller, surpassing Derek Thomas, one of the greatest all-time sack leaders, surpassing his idol today?
Yeah, that's huge. We kind of celebrated it before, I think, when he tied DT, and I know he looks up to him, right? And I just think it's an amazing mark on an amazing career, and Von is still so humble, and to have his mindset and possess that type of mindset. Only the elite have ever been in that kind of stratosphere where Von has been, and he's left a mark on our team in terms of his mentality, his approach week to week.
You guys have a handful of new players in new roles this year. What can a win like this do for the team's confidence, especially going into the bye in the second half of the season, kind of?
That's a good question. I'll let you know after we come out of the bye, I think. This is, again, you're going against the defending Super Bowl champs. And I just think when you play close games, the NFL the margins are very, very thin, very small. So you're in the close games every week. To be able to win close games and then to be able to win them against the defending Super Bowl champs, it's just really experience, to your point, right? These young guys, seeing the atmosphere, having to go out there and play, the experience that a lot of these guys are getting through the fact that they're young, but also through some of the course of the injuries that we've dealt with, is good in terms of building up wisdom, building up, hey, I've been here before type of a feeling. Good? Yeah. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that was Bills head coach Sean McDermott. Steve, you know what was so cool about this game? It was the fact that the captains, quarterback Josh Allen and linebacker Terrell Bernard, closed this game out. With 2 minutes to go, on 4th and 2, Allen takes it on his own, rushes 26 yards, breaks a couple tackles to score, to put the Bills up 2 scores. The Chiefs have a chance with 2 minutes on the clock. Terrell Bernard intercepts Patrick Mahomes to end the game. Your leaders, your captains stepped up at the end.
And I'll say this too, in some of the great teams that I was on, it was like that. We had such great players. You know, those guys are in the Hall of Fame now and all that. Those kind of players, the great players, the captains, the Josh Allens, the Terrell Bernards of this world, the Von Millers of the team, you know, Greg Rousseau's. When you see them out there doing extra special stuff, not only just making superlative plays, but smart, hard-working, gritty plays, jamokes on the sideline who are on that team say, man, I got to help. And it raises the floor of your team because everybody does not want to be the guy who lets those guys down. They raise the level of the team, the attitude, and the work ethic, and the commitment by their great play and going the extra mile, working the hardest. It's a great atmosphere. Vaughn said it in his post-game comments. You know, he loves Josh. He loves his team. Guys who are great players, who are unselfish, but when push comes to shove, they got the ball and they're going to win it. That's why fans love them. That's why their teammates love them, and that's why teams that they play on play above expectation.
We have superstars on this roster who shine brightest in the big-time moments, and it was so evident in tonight's matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. Steve, the Bills are 9-2 through 11 weeks of play. They got a bye week in Week 12, Week 13, Sunday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers. How are we feeling about this group right now?
Well, now we got another important game on the horizon, right? I mean, that's your. I'll say it too. I say this usually at the end of the regular season because now you're getting in the playoffs. Your reward for winning an important big football game usually is another one. And here we go.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to win some more football games. And hey, this team is getting healthier right now. You have a bye week. Dalton Kincaid might be back in the lineup for the 49ers game. You know, Keon Coleman might be back as well. Spencer Brown. Dwayne Carter, who was put on Matt Milano. Dwayne Carter, who was put on IR 4 weeks ago, is eligible to return if they open his practice window ahead of the 49ers game. This team, we talk about peaking, Week 13, couple weeks away, and you might be looking at a really healthy football team.
That's what they're shooting for. Everybody's gotten reps. The whole roster has contributed. The whole roster has gotten into games. The whole roster should feel comfortable in the season. They should be ready to go. If you can get everybody healthy, this team could come out of this bye week and at 9-2 shift gears. That's pretty cool.
We want to thank you so much for tuning into Bills Postgame Live. We're presented by Paramount Plus. We hope you enjoy a stress-free week of football. We'll be back after the bye week. For Steve Tasker, I'm Maddy Glab. We'll see you in a couple weeks.